need to be real aware of what I see going on as almost a bait and switch with the George Floyd trial and the Derek Chauvin trial. There's something going on with this, and people are not picking up on it, and it's concerning. The government and the media are playing some three-card Monty with this shit. They, in the very beginning, this wasn't all just about George Floyd. There was a dozen other names. There was Tamika Mallory. There was Breonna Taylor. Go through the list. I'm sure every single city's got a person. The media was talking about all of this. The whole movement was about all of this. It wasn't just George Floyd. It was everybody. And there was tons of good ideas swirling around in the public discourse in the very beginning. Ending qualified immunity, going after the police unions, whether it be the defund the police thing, whether it be ending no-knock raids. There was a lot of stuff happening, and there was actual coverage of this. Things were moving and hustling. Now, it is all about this trial. It is the only thing they talk about. I do not remember the last time that the media even said Breonna Taylor's fucking name, whether it be CNN, MSNBC, any of these motherfuckers, let alone somebody like Tamika Mallory. You can go through and look for it. You probably won't find a lot of it, and there is a reason for that. They want everything, this whole fucking movement, to come down to this one cop, this one government versus the government court trial. And there is a reason for that. Because in the beginning, all these discussions were productive. They included nationwide issues, nationwide problems. We're trying to address things that cross party lines, that tons of people agree on. Things that could do real change. And this was spreading, and this was growing. Even conservatives were on board with it. I'll always point out that Rand Paul, Republican fucking Rand Paul, co-authored a bill with Democrats to end no-knock raids in America. That's fucking huge. That is the core of a lot of problems. That bill is sitting dead on the floor. Nobody's talking about it anymore. What are they talking about? Derek Chauvin. The ending qualified immunity thing that was spreading all over the country. Some places are still going on. They ain't talking about that anymore. They're talking about Derek Chauvin. The local activists have not forgotten these people's names. The people actually moving and hustling have not forgotten it. But the media isn't talking about it anymore. Because if they can make it about this one cop and everything focused on this one cop and base the whole success or failure of what's going on based on whether this one fucking cop is tried or convicted, that's easy. They can deal with that. They'll sacrifice 10,000, 100,000 Derek Chauvins to avoid actual real change. They will do that over and over and over again. They don't want to address the actual problems. They want you to keep bickering and fighting and focusing over single individuals, single problems, single cops, and not the entire rotten fucking system that's going on here. They're terrified of that. And that is the bait and switch that's going on. It's the little sell. It's the little sacrifice. Put them in a position where they can either focus on and have conversations that address these real big issues, or they can freak out over this one cop and put everything in. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of this shit. They don't want actual progress. So you have to be careful. You have to be aware that this is what's going on. That doesn't mean George Floyd don't matter. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't be invested in the Derek Chauvin trial. But you have to be aware of how the media moves, what they're talking about and what they're not talking about, what their hustle is, because it's going on right fucking now. You can watch it in real time. How it went from Breonna Taylor being included in every single segment to Breonna Taylor not being brought up in months. These motherfuckers not talking about her in months because Breonna Taylor involves no-knock raids and the drug war and other things, that actual problems that need to be addressed. And those problems were being talked about, not being talked about anymore. The issues with jails, the issues with qualified immunity, all these issues not being talked about anymore. So be aware to this fucking bait and switch that's going on, and keep the pressure going broadly, because when you turn on the news, all you're going to hear is Derek Chauvin, Derek Chauvin, Derek Chauvin, Derek Chauvin, over and over and over again. That's all they want you to think about. That's all they want you to talk about. There is thousands of that man across this country with the power of the government, and they will get rid of hundreds of them if they have to. And if they can get you to focus on that, they win. So pay attention to that. Good luck.